18 years ago, I moved to Scotland for my PhD, and I thought I was prepared. But Scotland humbled me in ways I never expected. The language felt impossible. The people seemed so different. The culture, completely unfamiliar. And months later, I discovered something that changed everything, and suddenly it all made sense. I still remember the train journey from London to Glasgow. As we crossed into the Scottish borders, the world outside transformed. Rolling green hills, misty landscapes, quiet stone villages. It felt like stepping into a centuries-old painting. And when the train doors opened, the cold air that rushed in felt sharp, clean, almost ancient. As we approached Glasgow city centre, I had this strange, unexplainable feeling like I had been here before. I had first heard Scottish bagpipes in Braveheart movie, but hearing them in real life, echoing through the streets, was magical. Then one day my father called me to share information that was a surprise to both him and I. While going through his mother's diary, he found that my grandfather had also attended the University of Glasgow exactly 85 years earlier. And suddenly, that strange feeling of familiarity clicked into place. Scotland wasn't just a new chapter for me, it had quietly been part of my story all along. Of course, reality hit fast. My first taxi ride from the station, the driver spoke non-stop, and I didn't understand a single word. I nodded the whole way, praying he wasn't asking me questions. And I remember thinking, I went to an English medium school my whole life. What English have I actually been learning? It took months to understand the Scottish accent, and most of it I learned while talking to customers at my part-time retail job. What I grew to love most, however, were the Scottish people. Warm, welcoming, grounded, polite and reserved at first, but fiercely loyal once they know you. They have a sharp, dry sense of humor, are deeply patriotic and hardworking. And I still remember the first time someone casually called me Paul. That's when I knew I belonged. And also the academic culture was completely different from what I had experienced back home. Lecture halls with 300 plus students, professors who didn't even know our names. Back home in Pakistan, students constantly help each other. In Glasgow, everyone worked independently. There were days I walked out of the library wondering if I even belonged in academia. But there was a silver lining, no cutthroat competition, no obsession with awards, as people focused on learning, not comparison. So that environment taught me independence, accountability, and resilience, lessons I carry to this day. And then there were the little joys that slowly made Glasgow feel like home. Fish and chips, doner kebabs, chips and cheese, morning rolls, and of course my favorite, iron brew. Even the rain grew on me, and those small comforts made unfamiliar feel familiar. Looking back 18 years later, Scotland didn't just give me a PhD. It gave me resilience, perspective, friendships, and a deeper understanding of the world. And perhaps most beautifully, it reconnected me to a chapter of my own family history I never knew existed. If you've ever lived far from home, you know exactly what I mean. Sometimes you travel across the world to discover your future, only to realize you've also rediscovered your past. So here's what Scotland taught me. Lessons I wish someone had told me before I left home. Embrace the unknown. Differences aren't barriers, they're invitations to grow. Patience is key. Language, accents, and cultural norms take time. Observe and ask questions. Curiosity is your bridge to understanding. Independence builds confidence. Growth often happens in the moments you face alone. Seek connection, not competition. Collaboration creates belonging. Small joys matter. Food, humor, and local traditions turn a foreign place into home. Unexpected discoveries can change your life. Sometimes moving abroad connects you to your past in ways you never imagined. Every challenge is an opportunity. Every unfamiliar moment is a chance to learn. And every culture has a story to teach you if you're willing to listen.